Hello, lovely, beautiful humans. Today, I am wondering about, well, honestly, why I haven't been wondering. It occurred to me the other day that I hadn't wondered in a while, so I got curious about it. And when I started to think about it, I realized that, like, everybody's been talking about, like, that Groundhog Day experience, like, same thing every day, and I've for sure been feeling that. And then I thought about it a little bit more and I was like, for me, I'm in that freeze frame. I'd sing the song for you, but it wouldn't sound good, so I'm not going to sing it. But freeze frame, where only so much information was like coming in or out. It was like, who's going to be the president? What are the COVID numbers? Am I going to see my family for the holidays? Am I ever going to eat in a restaurant again? Right? So it stayed in this little freeze frame, this little small frame, and everything else was kind of not filtering in. I get why that was happening. I think it was kind of like a coping strategy for me to just kind of live in that place, because if I went too far out from it, I think maybe I'd get anxious and I'd start thinking about way too many things. So I was like, let me just stay in this place. I can manage this right here. But outside of that, maybe too much. So I'm like, okay, I appreciate the part of me that said, let's just keep it a little close in here. But I'm noticing right now that I really don't need that anymore, and I'm starting to like feel my lens, open up, where I'm like, no, I want to know more about what's happening not in the world, but inside of me. Some self-exploration, like, Patty, what's happening with you over the past 4 months? Like, what do you know about yourself now that you didn't know before? And I think one of the things I know about myself is that I certainly have parts that jump in, some piece of me that comes in and says, okay, let's shut it down, like I was talking about the freeze frame. I also know that I can get through things. And I've noticed that with a lot of people that I talk to, that we can get through things, and so I'm like kind of proud of humanity and, and the way that we can be resilient and we can get through things. I also started to think about the idea that it does look like we're probably going to be inside for a little while, on these dark winter nights when it gets dark at 4 o'clock and it's cold outside. It looks like we might need to hunker down for a bit. And instead of getting like, oh no, I'm trying to welcome that in some way. What can this opportunity provide for me? What does this time period where we'll likely be kind of hanging in our homes a lot, what can I learn about myself? What can I learn about the people that I love in my life? What can I learn about life? What do I want to know? And so as I think about that, like right now in this very moment, I know for sure, as always, I want to look at everything from a very compassionate lens, because I could for sure say, oh, I haven't done this well, or I'd like to do that better. But really, I just want to come from a curious place, a place of curiosity that lets me open up my mind and my spirit and my heart and just be open to what's coming in. Chew on it a little bit. What am I learning from sitting still and being with myself in a quiet way? What am I learning from, listening to my brothers and sisters and my children and my friends? Really, take it in. Let it sit for a while. I notice when I do sometimes is information comes in and it doesn't come all the way in. It just kind of bounces off and goes back out. Like, I just want to really let that filter into my system, because I know there's learning in there. I know that there's learning in there. And so I think that's my goal over the next few months, is to just really pay attention and be curious and have this adventurous, open mind, open heart. And I'd love to encourage you to do the same thing, because I think whatever comes to us through relationships, through, maybe what we're watching on TV, what we're reading, there's something to learn. And so let's let that really come in. And then you know what? Because we're in charge of ourselves, whatever doesn't feel good, we filter it back out. And whatever we want to keep, we keep. How great is that? We're in charge. So I think that's what I want to do over the next few months. I want to wonder a lot. And I want to be open. And I want to be loving. And I want to be cognitively adventurous. That's what I'm going to call it. So join me. Let me know how you're doing. And I'm going to wonder again real soon. Take care.